Isabel here from 22-Way North Bay. Today, as part of our series of tutorials, we will learn how to do a handstand. Why the handstand? Well, besides being a really cool party move, practicing the handstand can help you improve shoulder strength as well as wrist flexibility, and it teaches you how to understand your body's position in space, or body awareness. This ability can transfer to many other physical skills. Besides that, learning how to balance on your hands is really fun and rewarding, and it's something that you can do in your own home using a wall. And also that the whole family can take part in. I'm sure kids will be really excited to try. So whether you've never balanced on your hands in your whole life, or at least not since primary school, or you already have some experience with handstands, I'll be showing lots of progressions in these tutorials for a broad range of levels, and I'm sure that you can take something from it. So ready to add some fun to your workout routine? Well, first, let's warm up our wrists. Before we start our handstand practice, it's really important to warm up the shoulders and wrists. So I invite you to follow along in this warm-up routine. We're going to come to a quadruped position on our hands and knees. And we're going to start by placing your hands so that our fingers are facing forward. And this is going to be your hand position for the handstand because that's going to allow you to shift your weight using your fingers. From there, you're going to turn the inside of your elbows so that they're facing forward. And that's going to allow you to keep your arms fully locked out. So you want to keep the arms locked out so that we can isolate the movement of our shoulder blades. We're going to start with what we call scapula push-ups. So you're going to bring the shoulder blades together, keeping your arms fully locked out. It's a very small movement. And then try to round the upper back, trying to spread out the shoulder blades. You're going to do this about 10 times. If you're more advanced, you can also try to do this on your toes in a plank position. But make sure that you're not bending at the elbows. If you start bending at the elbows, go back down on your knees and focus on that small movement of your scapula. Next, we're going to stretch our wrists. So you're going to turn your hands so that your fingers are facing towards your knees. And you're going to pull the hips back. You should be feeling the stretch in the front of your wrists. Try to keep your palms fully in contact with the ground. And you're going to move in and out of the stretch, trying to hold the stretch for about 2 seconds. We're going to do about 5 reps here. Now bring your wrists together. Fingers are facing out. We're going to make big circles. Focus on shifting the weight all the way to your fingertips and making a big range of motion, keeping your arms fully straight. We're going to do 5 reps in one direction and then 5 reps the other way. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn our fingers that are facing forward this time, and we're going to shift our weight forward and back. So this time you're going to feel the stretch in the front of your wrists. Again, keeping your elbow pits facing forward, your arms fully straight, fully locked out, and your palms in contact with the ground. So only go as far as you can. And you can do this on your knees, or if you're more advanced, you can try to do it on your toes in a plank position as well. So about 10 reps of this stretch in total. After you've completed 10 reps, you're going to come down on your knees if you were on your toes, and you're going to turn your hands the other way so that the back of your hands are in contact with the ground. And this time, you're going to pull your hips back just like the first stretch, but you're going to feel this in the front of your wrists. Now, this stretch is a lot more intense, so only go as far as your body allows without feeling any pain. It's normal to feel a little bit of discomfort. Holding for about 2 seconds in the stretch, we're going to do about 5 reps here. Now, coming in a squat position, deep squat if you can. You can watch the squat tutorial for some tips on that. We're going to just take one wrist, warming up our hips at the same time in the squat position, and just turn our wrists in both directions. If you have mobility restrictions, you can take your hips a little bit higher in the squat, and then we're going to make circles with the other hand. Just a few circles each direction just to loosen up the wrists. Then we're going to stand up and we're going to warm up the shoulders. So with big circles, full range, about 10 times forward. And then big circles backwards about 10 times again. Next, we're going to swing the arms up and down. But as you do that, make sure that you're not arching your back. So you want to maintain your core tight. So I'm showing you from the side here. Tuck the tailbone under and keep your back fully straight, core engaged, and just move the arms up and down. So we just want to open up the shoulders without compensating with our back. About 10 times total here. And your warm up is done. Now you're ready to start your handstand practice. The first progression we're going to try is facing the wall. So you're going to walk your feet up the wall and your hands in towards the wall, maintaining your core engaged so that your body is in a hollow shape position and you're looking towards the wall. So you want to avoid arching your back, just like I'm showing here. You don't want to do this. You don't want to stick your head out. You want to tuck your head in, look towards the wall, and only go as far as you can so that you're able to maintain a proper body position. And again, work within your own abilities. If you can, walk your hands further in, readjusting your position every time, engaging your core, tucking your tailbone under, and tucking your head in. If you're more advanced, and it may take a while to get there, so don't push past your abilities, but if you're more advanced, you can come all the way to the wall so that your belly is almost touching the wall and forming a straight line, and come out of it when you get really tired in a safe way. If you have a hard time engaging your core in the handstand position and you tend to arch your back, a good tip is to take a chair and this time back to wall. Try to walk your feet in so that your back is fully in contact with the wall and you're stacking your hips over your shoulders. You can have someone holding the chair as well to make sure it doesn't slide back. If you get good at this, another more advanced option, really difficult on the shoulder, this one, is to come again facing the wall. You don't want to arch your back like I'm showing here. Instead, you're going to stack your hips over your shoulders, and to do so, you're going to lower your feet down. You can keep your knees bent if you're really tight in your hamstrings, or if you're more flexible, you can try to fully extend your legs so that you're in a pike position and your hips are stacked over your shoulders. Another good way to practice the handstand is back to wall. So for this one, you need to be able to kick up to a handstand against the wall. You can either do it the way I'm showing here, but if this is a little scary or you don't want to make a hole in your wall, there is also another way. You can start with your hands on the ground, and this one is a little bit more challenging for the shoulders. You really need to push with your legs to kick your legs up, but it's softer. It's a softer landing on the wall. You want to tuck your head under looking forward so that you're maintaining as straight of a line as possible. If you find you have a hard time kicking up to the wall, a good tip is to use a chair. Have someone hold a chair. Don't do as I'm showing here in the video. Lift one leg and then just kick yourself up to the wall you don't have to push as much with your legs and it's going to be easier on your shoulders. Just be careful when you come down, make sure the person is still holding the chair. Next level, when you get comfortable being in a handstand position and kicking up to the wall, you can start to play with the balance a little bit more. So kicking up to the wall, you're going to stack your hips over your shoulders, tucking your head under, extending one leg, and then try to switch your feet as slowly and controlled as possible. So this is not going to happen overnight. It needs some practice. The first time you try it, it may look like that. So try to do it as slowly and controlled as possible. And over time, you may be able to join your feet together and balance for a few seconds. This next drill is really going to help you work on your body alignment, but it's only if you're very advanced and comfortable in the handstand position. I advise you to use a partner for that to hold your feet. So you're going to come to handstand facing the wall, belly towards the wall, and you're going to shift your shoulders towards your fingertips, and then see if you can naturally take your feet off the wall. And as you can see, can be quite challenging to maintain your line. So I advise you to use a partner to hold your feet so that you're not falling the other way. But it's a very good drill to work on proper alignment. Now that you've practiced a lot using the wall and you're confident to try a freestanding handstand, first you need to learn how to bail out. And I strongly advise you to use either a partner to hold your legs, or if not, place a mat behind you just in case you fall. Bailing out is a little bit like doing a cartwheel to avoid falling if you kick up too hard. If you don't have a partner to hold your feet, you can learn how to bail out using a wall. Again, only try this if you're comfortable in your handstand. So coming to your handstand facing the wall, you're going to figure out which arm you're going to lift. If you do a cartwheel towards your right side, you're going to lift your left arm, just like I'm showing here, and vice versa. So you're going to let your feet come off the wall. When you've gone too far, then lift that arm up, and you're going to fall naturally back on your feet. So showing again here, and I want to reiterate, only try this drill if you're comfortable in your handstand and confident, and I strongly advise you to use a partner if possible. Once you know how to bail out, you can try to kick up into your handstand, again using a partner if you can. If you're kicking up into it, it's easier on the shoulders, but you may tend to push towards the ground, just like I'm showing here. So if you're pushing towards the ground, it's going to force you back down on your feet. You want to let your legs lift, keeping your arms fully straight and shifting the weight towards your fingertips. So you want to balance your weight shifting forward and back on your hands. And it's going to take a while to learn how to do that. Practice makes perfect. Another way to kick up into your handstand is to start with your hands on the ground, fingers facing forward as always. This is more challenging for the shoulders, but maybe less scary for some people. Again, use a partner if you can, who can hold your legs so that you have more time to learn how to balance. Push your feet towards the ground hard enough so that your hips come above your shoulders. Brace your core to maintain your straight line as much as possible, and try to fully engage your shoulders so that your arms stay straight. And that's all I've got for you today. When you get more advanced with your handstand practice, you can even have some fun with props, but it took me years to achieve that. So work within your own abilities. Don't try to go too fast through the progressions, and just enjoy the journey.